I paid $500 for this liquid damaged Canon 5D Mark IV. Let's see if I can fix it. This video is sponsored by iFixit, and I'll be talking more about them in their holiday bundle sales here in a minute. I bought this Canon 5D Mark IV from a viewer named Mike. This camera originally retailed for $2,699, but obviously it's not worth anywhere near that right now since it is liquid damaged. Mike said about 3 months after buying this camera, he flipped over a car and this camera was ejected through a window and into the mud. He took it to Canon within 48 hours of that incident to see how much it would cost for repair, and they said, sorry, we can't do anything with it because it's already corroding. Mike also couldn't find any other repair shop that would even take it in to look at. So I told Mike I'd buy it from him and hopefully it'd make a good video. It is important to note that I'm not a camera repair technician and I'll probably do many things wrong in this video. My goal in this video is to take the knowledge that I do have and apply it to this broken camera and see if I can fix it. Now, many times after I make a video like this, I get comments and emails from people asking me if I can fix their device. Unfortunately, I do not offer a repair service right now. If you have a game console that needs to be fixed, I highly recommend ShaneFix.com, but unfortunately, I don't take devices in for repair at this time. So I've removed the camera grips, the full back, including the LCD screen, a whole bunch of screws, and now we are down to what I think is the main board. You can tell that there's obviously been some liquid on this main board. There's still a bunch of dirt all over the board. I don't see a lot of corrosion, but I definitely see some, and what I'm automatically worried about is any of these BGA chips that have gotten any corrosion underneath them. That'll definitely be a problem, but so far I'm cautiously optimistic. Now, after I got this board out, I could see all of this, so it's clear that there definitely has been liquid further down inside this camera than just this main board. I was hoping it would just be on the main board, but we've got dirt right here, some underneath here, and we even got like a chunk of gravel right there. So there's definitely a lot more going on inside here, and I'm gonna have to take more apart than just this main board. But I wanna get the main board cleaned up and see if it looks like the main board is even salvageable. If the main board is just totally faulty, then obviously there's no point in going any further. So let's do that next and kind of see how that turns out after we clean it. Also, these are all the little tiny pieces of gravel that have come out of this camera when I've been taking it apart. So clearly it was dropped in a mud puddle. So after a very basic toothbrush and IPA cleaning on this board, I think it may be savable. These chips definitely still worry me because there can be corrosion up underneath them. But based on the amount of corrosion or the lack of corrosion on the rest of the board, I'm hopeful that those will work. We got some connectors here we'll have to take a look at, but I think I'm gonna do that a little bit later. Now that I know there's a decent chance we can fix that board, I wanna start removing more out of this camera and just see how far the water damage went into the camera. If it got down under this board into the sensor, I think that would be a very bad thing, but I wanna keep going. I also need to clean out this area right here if I can. In order to do that, I have to be able to get up into this area, and I'm not quite sure how to even do that right now. So I'm gonna keep digging into this camera and keep removing stuff to see how far the liquid damage goes. If it goes too far, we may just have to give up on it. And then, hey, there we go. So this is the top part of the camera, and this part mostly doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of dirt down in here, but really not too bad. So what we gotta get to is this piece right in here. And then on the rest of the camera, you can see there's dirt all the way up here. There are so many parts off of this thing. I really hope I can get it back together. I think what I need to do, I actually have no clue what I need to do here. So this ribbon cable is connected to this board. So I need to remove that, which means I need to remove that screw. This ribbon cable also connects up here, which means I need to remove these screws. And this looks like it's all one plastic piece. So I need to remove those screws. And then this ribbon cable also goes up here. So then I need to remove this screw to get that piece off. Here we go. There we go. It looks like we mainly just need to clean this screen off and then clean the lens off and then clean all the rest. We got a bunch of buttons up in here that we'll need to clean. Okay, and I think we can call this piece done. Let's move on to the top plate. Before I start cleaning this top plate, I want to tell you a little bit about today's sponsor, iFixit. As you've probably noticed multiple times in today's video, I've been using iFixit tools to disassemble and clean this camera. That's because iFixit tools are some of the best precision tools out there. No matter what I'm trying to repair, I know I can count on my iFixit toolkit to have the tools I need. I know they're going to be quality tools, and I know if there's a problem with one of them, I can just contact iFixit and they'll make it right. Not only that, iFixit has amazing repair guides for tons of devices right on their website. I'm even using one today to take apart this camera. So not only does iFixit have tools, they also have repair guides, and iFixit also sells parts for many devices. And right now, iFixit is running great holiday sales. If you go to iFixit.com/TronicsFix and use the code 4U at checkout, you'll get free shipping on orders over $50. So for the best deals of the year on some of your favorite toolkits, go to iFixit.com/TronicsFix. I'll even leave a link right in the description that'll take you right there. Now let's get this top plate cleaned up. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That looks so much better. I don't see any dust at all under there. So this is looking pretty good. We have these buttons cleaned, these buttons cleaned, this LCD screen cleaned, the lens cleaned. So all of that's good. I've checked all down here and gotten any corrosion off that there was. I've removed all of the sand and dirt and dust. This mechanism is all working properly. So I think it's time to put these screws in, and I think this top plate might be done. We actually have something done on this thing. Now with this top piece done and looking good, let's see what else on the camera body we need to take a look at. The first thing I notice is this shield. I want to get this off and have a look at this board under here and see how that looks. And once again, very, very dirty, but I don't know that there's any problems here that would keep it from working after we clean it up. This down here is just covered in little pieces of dirt and gravel, so I'm gonna need to remove this plate and then remove this board right here so we can get a better look at it and also clean it. And now I just have to remove these connectors on this board, then this board will be free and we can clean it up. Since this board has so many BGA chips on it and I really need to clean under them, this board also has one or two. This board doesn't have any, but I do need to get it nice and clean. So I'm gonna put these in an ultrasonic cleaner. So let's go do that now and I'll show you how it works. Again, here is the ultrasonic cleaner. We're gonna be putting these boards in for 1 minute at 68 degrees Celsius and a power of 5. So I'm just gonna be dropping these right in. We'll do one side for a little while and then another side for a little while. Now we're just gonna go down here and turn on the ultrasonic. Now they're done with that side. I'm just gonna take them and flip them over. And try to put this back in without causing any problems. Ah, there we go. Normally the fluid isn't that yellow, but this fluid has been in here for a while. Now we will press the power button. And now that they're done in the ultrasonic cleaner, I'm going to put them into a bath of isopropyl alcohol. The point of the isopropyl alcohol is so it will get under all the chips and displace the water. So I'm gonna give these a bath for a couple minutes. Then we will dry out all the isopropyl alcohol. Then we'll install them back into the camera. And after cleaning, these boards look really, really good. There's basically no damage on this board and the same with this board. So let's take a look at the main board now. And this board also came out really clean. I have checked this connector over here and we do have a major problem here, but I think most of the rest of the board actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna take a little closer look at this a little bit later. Right now I want to get some of these boards back in. I've got to say this is taking way longer than I thought and is way more in depth. I hope I can put this thing back together. This is an intense project. Also, I really hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying the music. When I edit this video, I'm gonna have to put a lot of music in, so I'll try and put music in that hopefully you'll enjoy. And I hope you can just sit back and relax and watch me restore this camera. Now with those two boards in and this top part cleaned, we can install this top plate. Then we can start looking at that main board. So I'm gonna use this unwilling participant. It's a Canon Rebel T6S and it has the exact same connector right on the board. So I'm gonna take a pin from this connector and install it onto the other connector. So I'm just gonna come in and add a little bit of flux that will help the solder flow. Then I'll bring my iron over and heat up the solder so it'll melt. Then I'll use my tweezers to remove the pin, and then I'll install that pin onto the other connector that's broken. Okay, now I just need to clean that up and have a closer look, make sure it's soldered on correctly. Then this board will be ready to go. Okay, that pin is on there nice and strong. So is that one. I think this was the other one we had a problem with. Yep, all these pins look good. So now this connector is ready to go. I'm gonna take a quick look at the rest of the board. Assuming that's all good, I'm gonna get this board back in. And I think it's almost time to try and start this camera up. Okay. So now I just need to put all the cables on. I also need to put the metal shield on. Okay, this is the connector we repaired. Hopefully I can just line this up and snap it right in. Okay, that felt good. I think we're good there. And now with the board installed, let's have a look at the mirrors under here. I think that's what you call them. So that is just very dirty. This piece of glass is very dirty, and then somehow I have to clean that mirror under there that is also very dirty. All of these things I hope are hard enough that any cleaning swabs I put in there won't do any scratching or anything like that. So I'm gonna try that first and just see if we can get to everything and get it nice and clean in there. So here we go. I'm gonna be using a cleaning swab that doesn't leave any hairs or fibers behind. Hoping that that's gonna work for this. Okay, that is looking much better. I think I'm gonna call that good. I'm pretty confident that it's gonna need some more work at some point, but I don't even know if this camera works yet, so let's get the rest of this thing put back together, and then let's see if it'll turn on. And just like that, we're done. So it is all completely reassembled. This was my first Canon 5D repair attempt. There aren't even any leftover screws on my workbench, so whether this turns on or not right now, this I consider a success. Also, if you like this type of repair, I'm gonna put a link up on your screen for a video I made about trying to fix two broken $1,600 cameras. Those were the first cameras I really ever tried to fix. So as soon as we're done here, click on that link so you can see if I can fix those ones. Now it's time to put a battery in and see if it turns on. Okay. I do have to say I'm actually a little bit nervous here. This was a very intense repair, so I really hope it works. If not, it was still fun and I learned a lot, but it would be amazing if it worked. Okay, and now with the battery in, let's see what happens. Oh no, still no power at all. Thank you so much to iFixit for sponsoring this video. Be sure to go to iFixit.com/TronicsFix to check out all their holiday deals. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good one.